Hi everybody, this is Dr. Hart, and I'd like to give you some general feedback about the UO2D3 discussion. I'm concerned about the use of some terms by some of you folks in the UO2D3 discussion that seem to mix the idea of quantitative and qualitative research. Case study research is qualitative. It does sometimes involve looking at some numbers. For instance, if one were doing a case study of a school, a complete picture of how the school was doing might include an examination of some of the student test scores. And you could do some standard statistical analyses of these student test scores. But the general broad purpose of the case study is to present a whole picture of some of the dynamics that are going on in that school. So you might do a typical example of doing a case study is looking at a school that's or an organization of any kind that's going through some kind of change. And a case study has a definite beginning, it has a definite middle, and it has a definite end. And it's also, so we say that it's time bound, and then we also say that it's space bound, in that it's only focused on an organization or perhaps two or three organizations in the case of a comparative case study. So, but these are qualitative studies. These are not meant to be generalizable. The reason that we do a case study or any other kind of qualitative study is to discover some of these themes that I was mentioning in some of the other discussions. These themes might eventually become the subject of surveys and quantitative tools, but that's perhaps after several case studies have been done and where common themes between the case studies might emerge. So I am seeing some people using these terms like correlations, and they're showing concern, for instance, that a case study could not be done in their profession, for instance, because they'd have to find a way to make the study results generalizable. Keep in mind that that's not the goal of a case study. The purpose of a case study is not to find generalizable conclusions, but to find actually interesting and unique conclusions to that setting that give us an insight into human behavior and group dynamics and some of these other qualitative kinds of things. So I just want to be sure, folks, that you're really clear about this, that case studies are qualitative and their goal is not generalizability. It is to present interesting and sometimes unique conclusions about the dynamics that are going on in that case study situation. So as always, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Bye now.